So here's the stuff I'm going to be taking with me on my AT Thru Hike beginning March 6th, headed north from Amicalola Falls in Georgia. So we'll start off here with my Katabatic Gear 15 degree quilt combined with the Sea to Summit reactor liner. This thing will keep me warm when it gets really cold at night. I also have my Thermarest Neo Air Light and my Outdoor Vitals pillow. That thing, I've tried about 4 or 5 different ones, and that's the one I like the best. My tent is a Zpex Duplex. It's the camo version, and I'm going to be bringing along with the flex poles. That gives me the ability to set it up on a tent pad or anywhere else without the need of stakes if it would be difficult to stake it down. It goes up real quick and easy, and it's worth the weight penalty. I've got my Zpex Arc Blast. It was a toss-up between that and the Osprey Exos 58, but with all the wet weather that's expected on the AT, I decided to go with the Zpex because it's water resistant and it won't soak up the rain when it can get heavier. These are my electronics. I have that easy tripod. Not sure if I'm going to bring that with me or not. I've got the Anker 10,000 milliamp battery bank and the Anker 4-outlet charger. I've had it for a bunch of years, and it doesn't make any sense for me to get something different since I've already had that for a long time. I use it every day anyway. I've got earbuds and a couple of cords to keep my phone. I'll be bringing an iPhone with me, and also keep my Garmin InReach Mini. I've got that for state of mind for family. They like to know that I'm being tracked well, and where I don't have cell phone service, I'll be able to send them a text message saying all is well. So for my puffy, I got the Outdoor Vitals. It's synthetic, so even if it gets wet, it'll keep me warm. And like I mentioned with the Zpex Arc Blast, it gets wet there on the AT, so I won't have to worry too much about wearing that and getting it wet. My mid layer is my REI Co-op, and that thing is really nice and warm. With that, I won't need the puffy too often. It'll probably be used more or less in camp. When it's dry, this REI Co-op fleece works great. I have a North Face rain jacket, and that thing is awesome. I ran into a rainstorm when I was playing lacrosse up in Lake Placid, New York. Ducked into an East Mountain Sports store and bought that, and it's been great. I've had it for about 6 years, and it still wears very well. I'm not sure if I'm going to be bringing them, but it's the Outdoor Research rain pants. They're not an expensive pair, but I guess, you know, in the winter, it'd probably be good to keep the wind off you, keep you warmer. I've got a Merlino buff and a Zpex beanie. That thing's been keeping me warm. I've had that for about 5 years, and it's been great. My Outdoor Research knit gloves, they keep my hands very warm, and if it gets rainy, in order to keep them dry, I have these REI Co-op liner. They'll go over the gloves, and they fit perfectly, and they'll keep my hands nice and warm. I've got my Deuce of Spades shovel. I'm going to be trying to keep the toilet paper and all that down to a minimum by using a bidet. I find that that's cleaner, and we'll see how that works. There's my repair kit and an extra lighter, some stuff for emergency setup. That's with KT tape, which is great for blisters, or for if you have a strain, you can use that. Other various items, and there's my hygiene. I'm going to be bringing this puffy because even if you don't have soap or anything, you can probably scour your skin and get the dirt off real easy with just water when you have one of those things. For warmer weather, I have that regular buff. I'm going to be carrying 2 pairs of the Injinji liners, one on me and one spare. Same thing with the Darn Tough socks. I've got Duluth Trading underwear. They're comparable to the Ex Officio. I find that those things are very good. For cold weather sleeping, these are Hot Feet socks. They keep your feet good and toasty. smart wool long johns and a smart wool long sleeve and hooded top. I'm bringing along a spare shirt and a spare pair of shorts. I'm not sure how long I'll keep them, but that shirt is great when it gets really hot, and it's a great wicking shirt. Got my AT hat. Underneath that is my Columbia long sleeve shirt that's a button down. That thing is great in all kinds of weather. It's light and it wicks the moisture away. Patagonia shorts. I don't plan on bringing long pants. I plan on being in shorts the whole time. But when I need the long the pants, I've got these CWX. What those are, they're running tights, and they have some slight compression, and they work really well on keeping the wind off and keeping you warm. I'm going to be going with the Ultra 3.5, the Lone Peaks. I find I really like those. This is the second pair I've had, and they're great. I'm very used to the zero drop heel as I run in minimal shoes. I've done a couple marathons in minimal shoes, so it's not been an issue with me. These are going to be my camp shoes. They're the Crocs. I have a tendency to lean towards tie-dye things. They're easy to identify. I'll drill some holes in them so that the water can go through them, but those are really comfortable. Some comfort items, my ass pad. I'm going to be bringing that Gossamer Gear umbrella, and those are my Black Diamond trekking poles. Had them for several years. They're going to be supporting my Z-Packs tent, and it works really well. I have a tendency to get blisters on my hands. They get sore from the trekking poles, so I have a couple of fingerless gloves. They're sport gloves, primarily for bicycling, but they work real well, and they keep my hands from getting all sore. For recovery, I've got this nifty little thing here. I got it in 5 and below, and it works real good as a roller. Instead of a ball, you can use that, and it works very well. And I have some compression sleeves, so when I'm not wearing the long pants, the CWX, I can put those on when I have shorts, and that'll keep me from getting shin splints and things. I have a tendency to get a little tightness in the calves, and that'll help the circulation. My cook system is the GSI pot, 750 milliliter. I'm bringing a separate cup because I love my coffee, so while I'm making my breakfast or whatever, I can make a cup of coffee and I can have that. I'll probably have 2 cups before the morning is over. I'm torn between bringing the AeroPress or the Sea to Summit coffee filter. Not sure which one I'm going to bring yet. I'm going to be doing a couple of taste tests to determine which one is worth it, because I have to have good coffee. Instant coffee doesn't work for me. Just doesn't quite make it. I'd have to use 3 or 4 different packets to get the strength I like. I'm a dark coffee lover, and I like to drink it black, so I need to have my coffee in the morning. I'm going to be bringing the MSR Pocket Rocket, a lighter, and the hot lips, because I've burned my lips a couple of times with my cup. Bringing the Z-Packs bear bag. This is the rock sack. I have a tendency to lose things, so I'm going to be using this neck knife. It's very difficult to lose something that's hanging around your neck. So for water, I've got this Sawyer Squeeze, full size. I'm using the CNOC, or however you say it, that water bag. It's a 2-liter bag. I think that plus my 1-liter smart water bottle should do it. I've got this little adapter in order to be able to do some gravity filtering, so I can walk away from it and let it hang. And in case I need it, I have this potable agua. They're water purification tablets. So that's pretty much everything that I'm bringing. I do have doxycycline capsules. I went and got a prescription for those, so if I get bit by a tick and I start to see that it swelled up and all the rest of that, I can take 2 of those immediately, and it acts as a prophylactic to keep you from getting the Lyme disease. So I've got about 20 of them so I can get bit by 10 ticks and still be good to go. I'm not expecting that to happen, but better safe than sorry. And that's all the stuff I got. See you on the trail.